the Centaurus. Let me just touch that while I'm.
Let's go in here.
At least.
This is where they do the cleaning and detail on this side.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
That's for this, for this company, Mike's area.
Uh-huh.
And then they do the manual flux. Manual flux inspection.
Uh-huh. Oh, wow. Awesome. And so you basically explain how this machine works for my friends here.
Basically what you have is you put the current through there, and then there's the liquid that goes in there, and it draws into it. And we have some samples in here. Like if there's a crack, you're basically
it'll show up.
It's gonna show up the little line across.
I see. Okay.
So that's how you find cracks throughout all
Good.
that stuff.
And so, what can you like? Can you like burnish something out if it's just a surface crack?
If it's a surface crack, depending on what it is, or where is it. Like let's say if it's on here, you can have it ground and re-chrome.
Okay, so you can build it back up again.
Yeah, so build it back. So you can grind it down. There's some areas that they give you depending on the on the engine.
Okay.
And they allow you to grind it, and then if the crack is gone, then you can re-chrome it and bring it back to the dimensions on it. If not, it's just automatically gets rejected. And
yeah, okay.
But I will say on all this round engine stuff, because there's so much available, it's just not worth it. If you find something like that, just
really
take it out.
There's so much left relative to the demand.
Because
what the Warburg guys are
going to
using.
cost you about the same to buy this part than it is to grind it and chrome it.
Huh.
So basically, you just buy another part. And
so these things basically come together. So it's like a positive and a negative.
Right.
And so what does this do?
This basically does this. This throws the current one direction, and this throws another different directions. So it's just, and that's what it magnetizes the whole system, and it throws the coolant into it.
And so the special coolant is
it's more of a.
But it's got something in there that
Yeah,
makes something
in
glow.
Yeah. They have a way to test it. See this stuff right here? Basically, it has to have so much particles in there per the amount that they have, and everything gets done, and it just does the trick.
But if you see you see the crack, because
you'll see. Yeah, once all the stuff is, you have to have the lights on,
right?
Because then you have the black light to go in there.
I see. Okay.
So the black light, it'll actually stand out. Whatever.
Yeah. A milling machine, lathe, just a little short one. Wow.
Yeah, just little stuff that has to be done.
Unreal. Engine mount, big dynafocal, or not necessarily dynafocal, but at least big shock mounts there. What engine's that for? Looks like a Corsair. Pretty big. Something big.
Corsair will be bigger than that. All this is just parts, engines in process. Should go around that way. This is
for the radials, huh?
For the round engines.
Oh my gosh! Oh my God! You guys have got so much invested in tooling and
this is how this stuff works.
Now what is that there?
3350.
Okay.
This is one of the 3350s for the Connie.
I don't have anything with 3350s in. In fact, I don't even think I have one. I might have. Oh, I got a Connie, but it's just a static.
Yeah.
Starliner. Good for Rod. That's awesome, man.
They're doing 5 of those. This is number 2. And
so this is for the.
And, I was explaining earlier that we got a lot of parts in the warehouse, and you can see everything's still original. Still original part numbers on them.
Unreal.
Because it's easier, instead of riveting more parts, just grab another one and dust it off and
unreal.
Brand new parts. So same thing with this, all these connecting rods. It's all brand new stuff, cranks. So it's easier just to go in the warehouse.
Oh, this is just anodized, this color, right?
Actually, it's like copper plating they have. That's the way they.
It looks copper, so but it's copper plated over an aluminum case.
Steel. It's over the steel.
Oh, this is a steel case.
Yeah,
oh, this is aluminum, but this is steel. I'll be
The
darned.
main housing is actually steel, but all this.
I'll be darned. So do they use any magnesium parts in these?
They do. They use some magnesium, some aluminum. I believe all the supercharger right here is all magnesium.
Right. So where it's not a structural issue, but they're just trying to save weight.
So
And then they need this for the strength. It's interesting.
here,
God, look at this accessory freaking gear thing back there. Somebody had to figure all that out.
and they got the 1820. This other area. Working on that.
Counterweights, master rods, connecting rods.
You see, basically, if these ones are too big on here, just get them to the side and put new ones on, and instead
I'll
of
be
going in there
darned.
and rebushing all that, which
Right.
can be done.
Yes.
But there's so much of that. it's
Right,
just
but the demand, but you're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
throwing that stuff
right,
away or
basically that
scrapping
stuff
it.
goes in
Yeah.
the warehouse, and
Right.
one day somebody's gonna have to.
So
deal
who,
with
so
it.
who all, how many other people other than Carl are interested in all that other stuff? Guys doing 30, or you just don't know at this
We
point?
just don't know at this point.
Yeah.
Guys are doing 1820s and, pretty close 50s,
Right.
obviously, will be the main, and 2600s will be the main guys coming through here to see what that is. But
That's-
there's a lot of really
That's
nice
pretty
stuff.
cool too there, where they can, so you can actually
Yeah.
crank that there and you can rotate that thing around.
Yeah, any position you want.
That is too cool. Would that make a great lounge chair for your den?
Yeah. Yeah. And here is where they have the inspection room. Being a
Lysander.
being a
Got one of
certified
those.
company, you have to have all the stuff and everything calibrated, and
Wow.
so
And so you recalibrate these things occasionally
Yeah.
based on.
yeah, we have to calibrate with the machine right there, and then we have to have the machine calibrated so often as well.
Right.
So
Unbelievable. Way more into this than just tearing something apart, cleaning it up, and
oh yeah, no, this
shining it up and sticking it back together.
yeah, it's not just make it look nice, it's actually make it run.
But actually, it's interesting because in the old days, when this whole Warbird thing started, a lot of that went on.
It was just yeah, because
Yeah.
you were dealing with brand new parts.
Right.
I mean, the whole thing, you will take the whole engine apart, basically clean it up, redo the bearings, slap it back together, and there you go.
Yeah.
These days, I mean, that was gone, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
Now-
really.
now there's,
Huh.
there's nothing that's been turning around and around.
I'll be darned.
Now we have to been getting a lot of more stuff done. Like I was saying earlier, on this round engine stuff, like those rods right there, well,
Right.
they don't have to deal with that. They just put them to the side.
Right.
Well, on the other side of V-12s, we have to deal with that kind of stuff
Right,
now
'cause it's
because
not
there's
available.
no brand new stuff
Huh.
available.
And
So
somebody
have
had always told me that there was not that many Merlins around, but there was plenty of parts. But there was not that many Allison parts around, but plenty of Allison engines.
Yeah,
Really?
that's pretty much
Really?
that pretty much sums it up. That
I'll
pretty
be
much is-
darned.
There's a lot more parts than complete engines on the Merlin, but on the Allison,
There's
a
more
lot
engines
more
than parts.
Complete engines.
Now,
than
why
parts.
is that? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just they're just not. I mean, you find a little bit here and there, but as far as
right.
most of it will be from engines that were taken apart at one point.
So how do you deal with engine stock parts that were like ex-boat or tractor pull guys and stuff? I mean, because that stuff is probably not good for the airplane stuff
well, the airplane
anymore.
stuff is not good anymore because it's it's been obviously stretched or
Right.
cracked or whatever.
Yeah,
the case might be,
abused.
being abused. So, but like I said, there's what happens on that kind of stuff is when think of it this way, and that's the way I think. If there was a guy doing tractor pull 15, 20 years ago, right? He will buy 20 engines because they were cheap.
Yeah,
So he will buy 20 engines. He will get 2 engines, put them on his tractor.
yeah,
He will get them going. When they break, they keep fixing those. When they couldn't fix that, they take another one out, and they keep using. So basically, they keep doing like this. Well, now they're like, okay, we got enough of this. We don't want to do it. But in the warehouse, they still have 5 or 6 or 10
Oh, I see.
engines
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
never touched.
Yeah, okay. Well, yeah,
they-
those would be good. But
Right.
what I'm talking
So-
about is the
so
ones that
basically you-
they trash.
Right, so basically you go through that, and the ones they trash basically end up in display engines like the one.
Right,
was
I see.
showing.
Okay.
Basically
But you
goes in
still
museums
go
and
through the
stuff.
parts to see what's good and what's not.
You still go through it and
Yeah.
magniflux stuff and
Right,
you know,
right.
check stuff
Yeah,
on it
okay.
because there's a casting. It's a casting. You can have one casting that is hard to come by.
Right.
And also a lot of things that they have done is when they start to do an engine for tractable or something, they automatically take a lot of stuff out. The nose case,
Right,
they
right,
don't use
right.
it.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
put
yeah,
it to
yeah,
the side.
okay. So that's still all good.
harnesses, they take
Yeah.
all the stuff. Carburetors, they take
Huh.
all that. So they take all this stuff out.
Right.
So it's like 30% of the engine. They just want the bulk of the engine.
Yeah, okay, okay.
And the rest of it is,
oh, that's good.
so-
And they kind of did it for a while. I was kind of in the late 70s, 80s and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they
That's
just
when I
slowed that
bought that.
down.
I bought that big stock out of Burbank that was like 40
Mm-hmm.
111s, 113s. And then I ended up with that big EJ Potter stock, but those were all, engines that had been used or
Right.
I don't know the status of those. So.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it could be a mix of
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah,
it could
yeah,
be,
yeah.
It could be something good in there. It could be something that it was totally,
Interesting.
totally trash.
Well, good.
So-
All right, so I want to see the Centaurus.
Okay.
And the
yeah.
Allison too. Okay, so here we go. So we got a Centaurus in there with a bag. It looks like it needs a little bit of work, but okay, great. I mean, if it's
It looks like it was a brand new engine.
Oh my
It
God.
still has the original leather bag.
really well, like I said, if it's in the way and it's not going to get inside, maybe I'll get Carl to just get it out of here for a while because he gets stored at his place.
Okay.
I mean-
it's up to you.
All right.
Whatever, yeah.
I mean, like I said, if it's not going to be inside, I'd rather have him take it down somewhere.
Okay.
But you're going down there tomorrow, right? Are you going down to pick up anything, or
I'll be going down. Yeah, I'll be going down.
are you going empty?
Yeah.
You just throw it on the truck? Yeah,
I'll throw it
okay.
on the truck.
Good, okay. And then,
I'll find a way to get it down.
Okay.
If I can't get it now.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
take it.
I don't want to stick it in your way. And then the,
And then look at the. I got actually the Allison inside here.
okay.
I have the guys put it in. This is your engine.
Okay, all right. So now I'm a little confused with all the habit because there was 2 of them that y'all did, and one
Yeah,
of
we
them.
did 2 of them for you originally. Let me look at this. I will look at the paperwork. We did this engine for you 21 years ago.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Okay, it was. We have done over 200 engines since we did this. Okay, and this was one of the engines, we sent 2.
Yeah.
Got them done. We send this back to you, and it went into
TP40.
P40. And if you look over here,
Yeah, the guy had the oil thing hooked
there's
up to the.
there's 2 connections on it.
Right.
They're so close to each other.
Right.
So the drain was hooked up to the pressure, and the pressure of the drain, so it was backwards.
Right.
So I remember you calling me and saying when you were flying. You said,
Well, I all I did was take off. I saw low oil pressure, so I landed.
Yeah.
So then I think we sent it out. But I would think that the engine still had oil pressure. It wasn't indicating oil pressure because the oil pressure.
If it's not indicating oil pressure, there's no oil pressure in it.
No, but what
There's
I'm
no
saying
oil
is,
in
but
it.
if the oil pressure line was hooked to the vent,
Right.
Then it
instead
would-
instead of returning the oil into the pressure, is dumping it into the case.
right?
So there's no pressure in the system. That's why you didn't have it, because it's dumping it in the case.
Yeah,
It's
right,
just
right.
throwing
Yeah,
it back
okay.
in. So-
But the
so
engine
that
was
the-
still had oil pressure
Right.
in it. Yeah, okay.
Well, that
Yeah,
was the question that we had.
Yes,
back then.
exactly, right,
And that's
okay.
why you said, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and
Okay.
take it back there.
Right,
Let's
okay.
take it apart and see what it looks like, and then we can just do it. So what we did, we came, we lifted the heads. Pistons are there. We lifted the heads, and then you said, okay, let's just stop on it at this point. So we stopped and been sitting since then.
Okay,
So we haven't done.
But there was,
anything.
but the other one, I have another one that we pulled out of the TP40
Okay.
because I think back then maybe you guys weren't going into these as deep as you do
Right.
now.
Back then, it
Right.
was like we were talking earlier.
Right, exactly.
Basically, you have brand new engine, you take it off, you make sure the bearings are good,
Right.
put it back in, use the same type of ring combination, everything. Stuff we're doing now, we got a totally different ring combinations we're using, getting all the plates, all the bearings replated, going completely through all the roller bearings, just taking those out, putting all new ones in, taking all the guys out, putting all new guys in, grinding valves, I mean, just the whole,
All right, looking at these Russian Ash 82s. Oh wow, awesome. So some of the guys use these in the kind of the replica home built, scratch built Focke-Wulf 190s, but I've got a 3 really great Tupolev 2 projects that use these things. So it's kind of like looks like a Russian mosquito, but it's made out of metal. It's got a wood nose on it, but that is good to know. Too cool. All right. So these right here are for putting the banks on, and they not just holding them, but they actually, they torque them down and then they mill them off because they actually have a bit of a curve to them like this. So when you torque the heads on a Merlin, you actually start on the middle ones, you torque them down, you work out to the ends. There's actually a bow in the bank.
Yeah, basically, they come right through here and you start torquing this down to give it basically the same, like if it was on the engine itself.
Right.
That's what it thinks like that.
Oh, so this is actually just to hold them, not actually use it to machine them.
No, this is just to hold it. This is for transporting the hits. Like if this hits was right, we'll put it in here and we'll torque it all up, and it doesn't come off until it goes into the engine.
I see. Okay, and the purpose of that is for what?
So it doesn't same thing. So it doesn't disturb the
okay.
like if this is band or twisted like that.
I see.
Or it
Okay.
keeps the pressure on the seals as well.
Right.
So everything keeps the right tension on.
Oh, great.
This is where we do all the cleaning. The cleaning of the parts, the blasting, the seat blasting, gas keys, you name it. That's what all this stuff is. So basically the parts.
Yeah. See, so they're
parts come in like that. And
blasting.
they get like this when they're done.
So what do y'all use? Glass beads or plastic?
Depending on what we're gonna do.
Right.
So there's some of them we have like birdseed, we have sand, we have glass, and then we have the cover cleaners and the washing machine.
Just depends on.
Depends on the
what you're
gonna do.
That's a pretty big deal there. He's blasting back there.
And this shop right here is where they do all the carburetors.
Carburetors.
This is the carburetor shop.
Dad! Dad! Yeah! Customer!
Carbs. What's happening?
So this is where all this stuff comes into play, where everything starts going through it and going around to that side.
Good. What's happening?
How are you doing? How you doing?
Doing good.
Hey, how
Kermit,
you doing?
I hope you don't mind me running my GoPro here. So what's happening? So anyway, Jose's giving me a little bit of tour. Mike, said it was okay to kind of do this, so maybe we'll, show what's going on. So
Sure.
I can't. So do we still have a C47 carburetor with you, or you sent one back and we got another one or something?
Now we just sent back the ones for your B26 to Carl.
Oh, to Carl, right? A26.
Yeah, the A26. Yeah.
Right,
I'm
right,
sorry.
right. Yeah, okay, yeah. No, but I mean, as far as the Wayne, my guy, didn't we? I think we got one back, but I can't remember if we sent the second one. But anyway, I think we did have one back. We just haven't done anything with it. But the engine was banging and farting, and so we pulled the carb. And anyway.
Okay. Now I mentioned the car. It's for C46.
47.
Oh, C-47. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. This is the C-46. Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give me a little tour here, just quick,
Yeah,
like.
sure.
Yeah. What do y'all do?
We've got starting down here is where they come in and get unpacked, and we write them up and figure out whether they're going to need overhauls or usually they come in with paperwork to tell us what they're going to need. But then we disassemble them over here.
Okay, great, super.
This is where we disassemble them. It's getting a little crowded right now. We're really busy.
Oh my God! Now see, this is just all totally Greek to me here. If I took a carburetor apart, I wouldn't know what.
Yeah, it's well, I'm in the middle of training the guy right now.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
But this is where we disassemble them, and that's the air chamber where we test the automatic mixture controls. It's a vacuum chamber. It's just.
And if the guy doesn't do his job,
this is a hobby.
yeah,
Right.
this is what happens.
That's a hobby room too. But yeah, and this is where they line up before they go out back and go into the stripper. And that back there is pretty.
Just all
pretty gnarly.
testing.
Yep. This is flow bench. This is where we test the air side, check the bleeds in chambers A and B in the throttle body. And this is the flow bench where we test the fuel side. Seeing this is for Spitfire going to Fighter Factory.
Oh.
Yeah, dash 66.
Hey,
You're
little
gonna
one.
have to go find a nice place to sit down now because she'll get under your feet and trip you all up. This is an ADI bench, which we don't do very many ADIs. I've got enough carburetor stuff to
You
keep me busy.
Who else is doing carb? I think I used to use Wrigley down in Miami.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Were you back there when I was in Miami?
Yep.
No
Yeah,
way.
I went by, as a matter of fact, last time you were here, I showed you the picture of the air show when you had to go in on the P47 on the
P40, yeah,
P40,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, unbelievable.
And I couldn't find the 8-track or the DVD, the disc.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. it
Unreal. So I assume he's long gone.
Yes, Mr. Wrigley passed away, I believe, about 6 or 7 years ago.
God, well, fortunately, we're not getting any older.
Yeah, he lived a good life. He was okay. Come on.
Oh, is
Come
it
on.
gay?
Come on. Let's get up here. Come on. You little- Oh, come on. Sit up in your chair and have fun. There you go.
That's right. You're running the place. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, if you ever get down our way, come by and see what we're up to.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I was down there about 4 or 5 years ago, and I can't remember the gentleman's name now, but he gave me and my
Probably
father
Paul.
a tour. Paul. I think that's what,
Paul's our tour guy. He loves to give
He
tours.
was, he was very good with my dad. My dad, he's old National Airlines guy, retired Navy. And,
Well,
He
good.
gave my dad the big tour.
Good. Well, thank you so much, and good luck with everything. Okay, that was a pretty cool tour. I called Mike. He's still an hour or something away, so that is not going to work. So anyway, we will head down the road, and I just want to make sure that everybody is happy with our tour of Vintage V-12s. Kermie Cam, over and out. All right, check this out, a frickin' Bobcat walking around. Now, is that friggin' cool or what? That's pretty cool. What you doing? Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Never know what you're going to find out here.